I am Bikash Bhandari. Let's start a talk program with Mr. Dev Rakhah, a Mauritian writer, social thinker, singer and a philosopher. Let's start a talk with him. So Mr. Rakhah, could you please tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm a Mauritian. I was born in Mauritius. My ancestors came from India, somewhere in the north of Varanasi. I did my primary and secondary schooling in Mauritius. For my tertiary studies, I went to the United Kingdom, where I did my chemistry degree. After having completed my chemistry degree, I went to Mauritius. I went back to Mauritius, where I did some teaching. And I taught mostly the science subjects. And chemistry was my main one among those subjects.
What is your impression about Nepal, as you have visited Nepal several times?
Well, you know, first time I came here, it was in year 2006. I didn't spend much time here, just about 6 days. Afterwards, I decided to come more frequently. And around the year 2008, things started to happen. I started meeting people, I started building contacts, and in one of my visits, I remember I met one songwriter, that is a lyricist, and also a music composer. So after having met them, they thought that I could sing Nepali songs. And I thought it was a very crazy idea, you know, because I don't speak that language. Okay, I do sing sometimes, you know, in, just like that as a matter of hobby, some Hindi songs. But I've never tried to record any Hindi song before.
Okay.
But here it was suggested that I could sing and get a few songs recorded. So I said, okay, let's have a trial, and we decided to do a few songs. And finally, I sang 8 songs. And afterwards, I did 7 visuals from those songs. And the title of my album is Zindagi Ko Jhalak, A Glimpse of Life. So that, after having done that, you know, I started building more contacts in Nepal, meeting more people. So people came to know me a bit more. They tried to know more what I was doing. And slowly, people, they got to know my writings. And it was suggested that I should translate 2 of my booklets, rather, in Nepali language. And they were done, the translation. So one booklet, the title is Leaders or Misleaders, and the other one is Nothing Wrong with the World. So you see, slowly I got more involved in Nepal and in the Nepali society. Well, after having visited Nepal several times, I find that Nepal is a land of paradoxes. I find a lot of paradoxical situations. So I'll just give you a few hints.
Yeah, okay.
You see, Nepal could produce and export electricity because it's very rich in water resources, and it has a potential to have more electric power stations. So it could produce and export, you know, electricity to surrounding countries. But unfortunately, that is not the case. And water, as I just told you, Nepal is very rich in water resources, a fresh water resource. And the problem is that in the capital of Nepal, in Kathmandu, you have a scarcity of water. I mean, drinkable water. So you see, these are a few paradoxes which I find very astounding, and it shouldn't be the case.
All right.
So I would like to see things, you know, to improve in future.
Okay.
Yeah.
What brings you to Nepal so often?
I feel myself quite at home here.
Yeah, okay.
In spite of so many problems which I come across. It looks a bit like my second home.
Okay. Right, so as a writer, could you tell us how many books you have written so far?
Well, In the beginning, I wrote 2 booklets.
Mm-hmm.
And they were printed in Pondicherry, the south of India. So one was the leaders or misleaders, and the other one, nothing wrong with the world. Afterwards, I got one book published. The title is The Nature of Things, and that was published in India, again, in New Delhi. Now, there are others in the pipeline. I have just written one book. The writing up is over. The title will be Thought-Provoking Thoughts, and hopefully it will be published very soon. I haven't written dozens of books. I believe more in quality than quantity.
What special thing have you done in this visit?
This visit is very crucial to me, and it also happens to be my 14th visit, by the way. And I would like to finish unfinished jobs, unfinished projects of my previous visits.
Right.
And in this visit, I have tried to make 10 charts, and the charts are already ready. I received them only yesterday. Now, I believe they are very important, the charts. So on each chart, you will find about 15 quotes.
Written by you?
Yes, and in all 10 times 15, so 150 quotes. And they are very relevant topics here in Nepal and also elsewhere. The title, you know, like education, like common sense, like success, like the mind, like struggle, like life. You have wealth, you have politics. All these things are there. So you know that you have 10 charts.
Okay, right.
And they are very important to me because, and by the way, all these quotes that you'll find, you know, on my charts, they come from my book. But I suppose not everyone is going to read my future book. So I thought it was one idea to get the charts, and they are very, presentable, I hope. And they will be available in Kathmandu as well as in other parts of Nepal very soon.
What are you expecting from the people after reading your charts?
Well, you know,
specifically.
The charts will represent a little bit what you have in my book.
All right.
And you know, in my book you will have about 165 themes.
All right.
From achievers up to youth. You know, you have marriage, you've got happiness, you've got love, you've got divorce, you've got politics, you've got war, you've got peace. All these things are there. But those themes which I have chosen, which I feel they are very important to society, and they are going to be very instrumental to have a better society. If people only take heed of those quotes that you have, you know, on those charts. And I am expecting people to benefit from those charts. And hopefully they are going to implement some of the ideas that they will get from those charts.
All right.
I'm hoping a lot. I would like more sanity to prevail in society.
All right. So, why do you think it is important in Nepal?
Well, you know, in Nepal,
mostly important in Nepal.
Was, you could say, you had quite a number of conflicts in the recent past, and you had political problems until recently. I thought there was a possibility of doing certain things, and especially after building contacts with Nepalis, and it was like an urge to do more in this place.
All right.
So I wanted to bring my contribution here.
Okay.
And they were done here first, not in my country, because I thought they were needed most here.
All right. So it is needed here. So you have published it here.
I gave priority to Nepal.
All right.
Also, I'm a Mauritian.
Mr. Rakhah, you have achieved so many things. So what do you have to say on success?
Well, you know, success is neither accidental, I believe, nor a matter of luck.
Okay.
You have to earn it. It doesn't happen just like that, by wishful thinking and daydreaming. You don't become successful. And also it depends what is your definition of success, what you are aiming at. So some people want to material things, earn a lot of money, and then finally, at the end, they don't know what to do with all that wealth, all that money. So it becomes meaningless. This is not success. Success is, you have to, first of all, you have to be happy in life. What is the point of achieving so many things and not being happy?
All right. So
this
happiness,
is not success.
Happiness.
So success without happiness is meaningless.
Meaningless. Okay.
So you have to do things in such a way that you get fulfillment as well as happiness, and that is the meaning of successful person. Now, if you do things by hook or crook, you want to achieve things by hook or crook, and you achieve something, you reach the goals, you know, somehow, that is not a right way of becoming successful.
Okay.
And the most important thing, I believe, is to be a man of value rather than be a man of success in so many ways, you know. Be a man of value, be a righteous person, be a man who reflects virtues, be compassionate, be sensitive to nature. That is the meaning of success.
Young people are so much confused these days. So what do you want to say to them, to the young people, especially in Nepal, you know, in other developing countries, and what do you want to say to them?
You know, things are moving quite fast, and now we are in the age of internet, telecommunications system. They have developed so fast. You have so many things these days. You've got so many gadgets, and you have internet, you've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, you've got, you know, everything. Now you've got the virtual, you know, world, and as well as the real world. So a lot of young people tend to spend a lot of time in the virtual world. So they are disconnected from reality. And sometimes they don't know where they are. So they have so many friends or contacts in Facebook. But what happens? They are a little bit disconnected from the family members. There is not much communication between the family members and those people who are around, nearby. But there is communication, you know, with people outside their countries, outside other parts of the world.
All right.
There is a problem. You see, they should try to keep a balance. Now, the young people have their own aspiration. They want to achieve things very fast. These days. They want to do things overnight. They want to become millionaire, billionaire overnight, by hook or crook. They want fast. But when you are immature, it is a bit like that. You want to do things fast. But you have to come to terms with reality.
All right.
If you want to do good things righteously, you cannot do things very fast. You have to go slowly and develop a sense of awareness, and then try to do things. You know, don't do things, you know, in a very speedy way, and then end up in troubles. And you know, young people, they like shortcuts. If you go on after shortcuts, you might end up short-quitted for good also. So be you know, composed, and try to develop some maturity, and try also to be reasonable as far as your aspirations are concerned. Try to achieve achievable goals. Don't go for unrealistic goals. Take some time and think before you do anything, and do not follow other people blindly. You don't have to follow others, what they are doing. They tend to follow their friends. Okay, my friend is going to another country abroad, so I want also to go. No, this is not it shouldn't be like that. You have to find out what you want to do, what is your potential. And you don't need to listen to your parents or whatever they say blindly, because your parents may not have the same education, and they are telling you to do this, do that. They don't know your potential. So how come they tell you to do certain thing when they don't even know your potential? So you have to realize your potential. Then do what you feel you can achieve. Okay, it's good to have respect for your parents, but they cannot trace your destiny. It's not just their business to tell you what to do and what not to do, what to study and what not to do. So the youth should pay attention to that, and they shouldn't yield to drinking and smoking and to destructive habits. They should embrace positive habits. Why waste money and health in drinking and drugs, that sort of thing? Invest whatever you have, time, money, on good thing, health enhancing food, not health destroying food. Be positive minded, do not be negative minded, and if you're negative minded, you become self-destructive, and you will also destroy people around yourself. When you are positive minded, you achieve something, and you display, you radiate good vibrations, and you will achieve many things. You will open up your mind toward existence, and existence will help you to achieve many things.
What would you like to say finally to the viewers?
Well, you see, all those viewers who are watching me today, I would like them to benefit from what I have written so far, what I have done so far. Because it took me a lot of time, I spent a lot of effort, I did so many things, I visited so many places. All those experiences which I have got, I'm trying to share with people who want to read my articles, my books, my booklets. And you see, my songs, I was telling you, they are to empower people. They are to open up the minds of